The Clone Wars is one of, if not the most beloved era of Star Wars, and the Clone Wars presents a story of trust, honor, friendship, and betrayal. Throughout the 7-season run, fans fell in love with a bunch of new characters like Ahsoka and Rex, while expanding on pre-existing characters like Anakin and Obi-Wan, really fleshing out their stories and giving us everything we need to justify the characters' choices in previous and later installments of the franchise. LEGO's made countless Clone Wars sets ever since the debut of it in 2008. Sets from this year really embrace the art style of the show, giving us new and unique and slightly cursed versions of minifigures.
But what the hell, boy?
We kept receiving sets based off the show consistently until around 2014, where Disney cancelled the Clone Wars for a new Star Wars show, Star Wars Rebels. We did see a handful of sets in the late 2010s, but with the return of the Clone Wars for the final season in 2020, LEGO released a fair few sets based around the Siege on Mandalore. These sets included the Mandalorian Starfighter, 5-year First Battle Pack, and the Siege on Mandalore. If I'm honest with you, I was hella disappointed with the Siege on Mandalore set. It's such a pivotal moment from the Clone Wars and Star Wars in general, seeing that this marked the end of the Clone Wars. So for a first set that I'll be creating today, let's expand on this set and turn it into a full-fledged diorama. So for this, I started with the diorama base and filled in some floor detail, and I think this is looking really good so far. So now let's build the throne room and the back wall. I'm a huge fan of how this is looking so far. For the throne, I used the exact same design from the official set, since I think it's just perfect for what we need. Behind the throne, I kept the trans neon orange elements and the orange leaf pieces, since these really add a bit of detail that is needed for the set. So now let's go and create the box art for it. So for the box art, I kept it simple just like all the other diorama box arts, but I still really liked how this turned out with the greebling at the bottom, and all the text lines up pretty nicely to it as well. I'm a huge fan of how this set turns out, so now let's move on to our second set. Next up, let's create a set that fans have been begging for. Captain Rex's Y-Wing. This ship is just awesome. I really like the colorways of it, and it has an overall sleek design to it. Recently, LEGO released the 2008 Housing Captain Rex's Y-Wing microfighter, but don't we all agree that this set would be 10 times better if it was at playscale? So for this, I started up by building the 2009 Anakin's Y-Wing, which is by far the best playscale Y-Wing model, and now that we have this built, let's switch the colors out for the correct ones. Alright, so now that the set is in the correct colours, let's create the box art. Wait. But before we create the box art, let's create our figures. And for our first figure, we're going to have the obvious in Captain Rex. And then to pair with him, we're going to have a pair of 332nd clone troopers. And for our final figure, we can't forget to have a Season 7 Ahsoka. So now, let's create the box art. This may be one of my favourite box arts I've done. I've given it a space filled background with the burial site moon below it. I also gave it the yellow stripe to signify that it is a Clone Wars set. Overall, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Let me know which one of these two sets I've created today are your favourite. This is Flo, goodbye.
Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ spinning, I said my. Flash is fast, Flash is cool. Francois Sapar, Flash ain't no dude, and you don't stop. Sure shot, go out to the parking lot.